we want to talk about getting optimal sleep. So, there's some great advice for some sleep pros that I recently came across. And sleep has always been a particularly big deal for me. I enjoy it very, very much. And both my brother and I have been diagnosed with narcolepsy. My dad, before he passed away, had sleep apnea. And my mom also has a bit of a sleep disorder. So throughout the years, we have found as many habits and positive things that we can use to help us sleep better as any person has a right to have, I suspect. So, my question for you today is: are you following the right sleep advice for success? So, I'm Jackie Schwab, the founder of the Press Play Lifestyle Signature System and also a professional success coach. So, what am I talking about, right? So, right now, I was recently speaking to one of my clients. She's a doctor, and she and I were talking. She said one of the things that she was very frustrated with was when she was expecting her child. She is an OB, and she was still expected to work the evening shifts for catching babies that were coming in the middle of the night. And so she was like, "Do you have any good advice for how to handle that?" And after all the years of her struggling and doing that. And so I actually did have quite a bit of advice, both researched and personally experienced. But I thought I would, instead of giving you all of my thoughts on the subject, we would get some of the tips from the experts. So, the very, very first tip that the experts tell us is we should be sleeping and sticking to a schedule. Now, I know we've all heard that before, but our body wants to know when is it time to sleep, when is it time to be awake, and when it actually knows that, it tends to help it relax a little bit better. So, sleep experts suggest that you consider going to bed at the exact same time every night and getting up at the same time every day, and in some sort of routine that helps your body know what it's supposed to be doing. So, the other piece of that is if you want a nap, no worries. Well, some worries, right? The suggestion is then if you want to nap, be sure to nap at the same time every day for the same amount of time every day. But be aware that if you are having trouble sleeping, one of the reasons may be that you are tapping that nap. That's funny. I'm gonna have to write that down. So uh, careful about tapping the nap. All right. Number two piece of advice. Ooh, just say no. Just say no to stimulants. Um, I feel like a Dare episode of Dare, right? When we were kids, did you guys have Dare where everyone said say no to drugs? Well, say no to stimulants. Now, stimulants doesn't just mean not drinking that Diet Pepsi that I really want to drink at 9 o'clock at night. It also means caffeine, video games, television, the internet, whatever it is that kind of gets your brain alert and thinking about anything other than relaxing and sleep. All of those things contribute to sleepiness. Others include alcohol, which might seem counterintuitive, but alcohol is a stimulant, tobacco, chocolate, which now all of our hearts are broken. But it's fine to have a little bit of these during the daytime, but save the daytime from when you tell your body that it's time to be alert, and save the nighttime for the time that your body knows it's time to sleep. Oh, hello, Fabiano. Hi, how are you? He lives in Brazil. Peace and light to all of us, and kisses. Kisses to you too. Thanks for saying hi for all of us. Let's see, this is our comment we just got from one of our friends. What do you think of that? All right. So when we get through the just say no to stimulants, then we talk about the third idea, right? The third thing that we need to consider. And the third one is to move your body toward sleep. And so what that really means and what has been shown is exercise is the best medicine to engage in a deeper sleep. There's been studies that shown people dealing with insomnia have been less difficulty with it if they exercised at least 20 to 30 minutes regularly a day. And that did mean not toward bedtime. Morning or afternoon was best because exercise does release tension, but it is a bit of a stimulant because it produces endorphins. So a little bit of a moderate walk is fine. You don't need to go for an Olympic marathon. However, just know that experts believe early in the morning and afternoon is best. Now, with that being said, I personally used to, don't now, probably should re-engage, have an evening ritual of exercising before bed. And frankly, it wore my butt out so badly that I just passed out like nobody's business. Now, that may just be because I was completely and totally out of shape, or it could have been lots of other things, but they do suggest exercising in the morning or the afternoon. Number 4, which makes me sad, but no napping. Now, this is conflicting advice, right? Earlier they said, if you need a nap, take a nap. Just make sure it's the same size every day or same time every day. But then the other side of the coin is napping is sort of like overeating, right? If you eat too much between meals, you ruin your appetite for later. If you nap too much between deep sleeps, you can ruin your sleep for later. Some people really do find it's one of the best medicines or the best way to re energize. But just know that if you suffer from sleep deprivation, a nap might actually be the cause, the culprit, to not the solution. And the last tip from our sleep experts today on sleep tips for success is don't eat too much, which is probably like a tip for everything. But overeating, even on Thanksgiving, even on Big Turkey Day, wreaks havoc on your sleep schedule. You eat too much, you feel uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable, you don't sleep as well. You eat too much, and you happen to be an indigestion sufferer, then you feel uncomfortable. You go to bed too stuffed and you just don't sleep as well. So go to bed satisfied, not stuffed, and you'll have a much better sleep. Now, with all this being said, not all tips work for everyone, right? So just take some time to consider that I like to work out at night before I went to bed, and it worked well for me. I am a napper. And for the most part, I never seem to ever have enough sleep. So I think I'm doing all right. But for some of you, if you are struggling, consider doing these things, because the best way to be successful is to be well rested and be able to take on those challenges throughout the day. So, one of your habits for success are getting a good night's sleep, right? If you found this to be helpful, or you have a friend who might need a little help getting better sleep, please click like or share to your friends and let them know where we are, or join our free Success with Balance for Entrepreneurs Facebook group, where you get more habits and tips for success. All right, everyone. This is Jackie Schwab reminding you to embrace your pause, play the game that you want to win, and prosper with a life by design, not by default. All right, guys, happy Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Same place, probably not the same time. I'll try to get in a little earlier tomorrow. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Basta.